felt enthusiastic neyse about it, but that enjoyed it. Enthused. Okay. Enthused about it, but
Enthused.
that enjoyed it. Then what did we do? We went somewhere else. We ate at Ryan's. Kristen, he likes Ryan's, doesn't he?
Good.
Susan? Yes.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
So I think I was asking you before, Nihan, what this means, incline railway.
Incline railway. I
Do you know
don't
what
know.
the word... Yeah, what does incline mean?
I don't know.
Does anyone know
because-
incline?
I think it's curve, huh? Curve line, not
Sinan?
straight line.
Isn't it?
Ihan thinks curve. Sinan?
Yes.
Oh, this was your answer.
Answer.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, incline like at an angle, like this. Good, yeah.
Opposite
And
is
so
decline,
inclined
right?
railway. Yes, that's true. Incline means going up. Yeah. Good. So an incline railway is a railway that goes up at an angle. In this case, up Lookout Mountain. And actually, this is a very famous railway, the one in Chattanooga. I think it's the steepest railway in the world, going up this mountain. There's songs about this train, the Chattanooga Choo Choo, from the 50s. So this is actually a famous railroad. Okay, and my next question for Nihan is enthused. Do you have any idea what this means?
Infuse. I don't know. Where is it? I don't know.
You don't know? Susan says it, going down too. Does anyone want to guess on this?
Enjoy, like enjoy.
To be excited.
Muzaffar, did you say something?
To be excited,
Yes.
maybe.
Good.
Yes.
Exactly.
Boil up somebody.
Muzaffar's right, yes. Enthused. Sinan?
Boil up.
Enthused is... Borila?
Boil up. Boil. Make
Maybe
somebody
your emotion.
boil.
It's very excited.
Yes.
Muzaffar's right. It means excited. It's actually short for enthusiastic. Enthused isn't a word. The word is enthusiastic. But when we're speaking, we can say enthused. Like this. It's kind of a slang word. Okay. I think that's everything from in here. Okay, actually, Nihan, what does this mean, overlooking Chattanooga?
I can't answer because I closed the window. No text, including the text. I closed that window. Yes. I think someone can answer. Another one can answer.
Okay. Sinan?
Yes. Overlooking.
It says straight up Lookout Mountain. Yeah.
Yes.
What does that mean? Overlooking Chattanooga.
Overlooking Chattanooga, I think looking this Chattanooga view place.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. It just means you have a view of Chattanooga. Exactly. Good. Okay, Sinan, can you read next?
Yes. Kristen, he liked Rhines, doesn't he? Susan, that was. Oh yes, loves it. and he picked it up. Because that Irish place, Dirty Niles, was closed. They said it got busted several years ago for selling to minors or something. So anyway, then we went to the motel. Seems like we did something else. Kristen, did you go to any museums? Susan, no, oh, we went to a sculpture garden overlooking the river. That was fun, and Ethan really enjoyed that. Beautiful views, and I almost forgot that I thought that was the most fun thing. We went on a noon cruise down the river, and
Great. Good. Okay, Sinan, what do you think Ryan's is?
Ryan's
Ryan's.
means Ryan's place. I think it's a restaurant name. Restaurant name.
A restaurant, yeah. I think it's either a restaurant or maybe a pub.
I think a small
Good.
restaurant
And
or
it
pub.
says this. Yeah. Good. They said this Dirty Nellies was closed. They got busted. What does this mean? Got busted.
That busted means police find out it when got busted means police action.
Perfect. Yeah, police caught them. Good. They got busted for selling to minors. What are minors?
Minors means young people under teenager.
Good.
Under
Exactly. People. Yeah. People that aren't adults. Good. What about if it was an E instead of an O? Minors.
minors E.
If I spell it with the
Yes, I think to digging the mine person. Minors means mi little bit minimum means.
Good, exactly. If I spell it with an E, it's people who work in a mine, but we say them exactly the same. Perfect. So what does this mean, selling to minors? They got busted for selling to minors.
Selling to minors means to sell alcohol or alcohol to under adult people, young people, or child.
Good. Exactly. Yeah, in this case, just someone who's under the legal age, which in the US is 21. So, exactly. What does this mean, motel? What is the difference between a motel and a hotel?
Actually, really, I don't know. Please, you say, Jory. Jory,
Sorry?
actually, I
Does
don't know
anyone
what.
want to... Yeah? You don't know. Does anyone want to guess motel?
Hotel is smaller than hotel.
Oh, Ihan says smaller than a hotel.
I think
Uh,
motel is small, more smaller than hotel.
Convenience.
Good. And that's... Metin, you said convenience?
Yes, convenience accommodation, easy to pay for it, and it is cheaper.
How is
more
cheaper? Yes.
Yes, it's cheaper cheaper than hotel, and in general, an hotel is more comfortable than a motel. Motel.
Good.
Maybe
Yes,
And
the word motel is actually,
yes, motels are
it's actually,
located on the main roads, highways, etc. Because when you get very tired, when you are driving or traveling, you uh, you give rest there. Just that.
great. Perfect. Yeah, the word motel is actually from motor hotel put together. So they're more convenient for cars. They're usually next to the highway with lots of parking. But basically, it's a completely useless word. I don't know why they made this separation between hotels and motels, but this is what it means. Okay, Sinan, what is a sculpture?
Sculpture means statue,
Statue. Perfect.
statue.
Good. Sculpture garden overlooking the river. That was fun. Blah, blah, blah. And then Susan says, we went on a noon cruise. What is a cruise?
yes.
Uh, Cruise means uh, looking or not looking small traveling somewhere. Noon means it's just on 11 o'clock at noon time when sun on top uh, is noon time small traveling, not traveling, walking around.
Walking around. The word
Walking or
cruise is
hmm,
usually used not for walking.
hmm,
Sinan, where are they cruising? Where is the cruise going?
cruise. Okay, cruise. Uh, Cruise. Uh,
Read just after cruise. Where are they going?
I don't know.
We went on a noon cruise down the river.
Down the river.
Yeah. So they're on the river. When we use the word cruise, it usually means you're on a boat.
Bolu.
Cruise usually means a boat trip. Yeah. There's also cruise as a verb, like I'm cruising, and that doesn't relate to boats. That just means I'm moving very quickly. But if you see a cruise as a noun, it usually means a boat trip. Okay?
Yes.
There's also something in your car called cruise control. Does anyone know what
Yeah.
cruise control is?
Yes, I have.
Sinan?
I have.
What does it do?
It fix the speed if I push it on front. So in those time, whatever the car speed is, fix it.
Good, exactly. But usually, when you see the word cruise by itself, a cruise, we can know that that's probably a boat trip, which
Okay.
I am pretty sure is what it is here. Yeah, cruises are on a boat.
Both
And the
trip
very, very
on
large boats are called cruise ships.
hmm, Uh, is it necessary on the river or on the sea?
No, the cruise ships go in the ocean. Like you can take a Caribbean cruise to many different islands in the Caribbean.
Yes.
But yeah, if you go on a boat trip for fun, that's usually a cruise. Just as long as you're on the water. Okay. Umut, hello.
Hi to everyone.
I,
Good evening.
Hi.
Uh,
Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks. Do you know where we are?
Yes, I think Christine says oh, right?
Perfect. Yeah, can you read?
Okay. Okay. Christine, oh, Susan, beautiful views and a good captain narrating, telling us what different things were, and that was really fun. Christine, yeah, I bet. Susan, and yeah, then we went back to the motel that night and swam. Oh, Susan. And the next morning we got up, we met a guy from India in little breakfast area. And he was really nice. And I thought, Christine, he was living in Chattanooga.
Good. Just a little more. There's nothing in there.
Okay, okay. Susan, no, he was there studying as a student. Christine, oh, Susan, and getting his eyes full of the American culture. Christian, mhm,
Okay, I
yes,
guess we can stop there. Um, my first question. All right, Susan says beautiful views and a good captain narrating. What does a captain operate?
Captain is, I think, telling stories.
A captain is someone who tells stories?
Yes, narrating, as I know, narrate story.
Good, yes, yes, narrating means telling stories. Exactly. That was my next question, actually. I've noticed in Turkey, I think you guys can call a dolmuş driver a captain. So
Yeah, yeah.
my question is, what does a captain drive in English?
Norway captain drives ships,
A boat. Yeah,
boat, right?
perfect. Usually it's only for a boat. Good.
Yeah.
Who drives an airplane?
Pilot?
Who drives an airplane? Pilot. What about a train?
Mm, I don't remember.
No?
Uh,
Anyone?
merchandise?
What?
Merchandise? Something like this? I don't remember. No.
Merchandise.
Mhm.
For a train, it's usually a conductor.
Conductor, yes, yes, yes. Right.
Just like electrical conductor. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A conductor is also the name of a person who is in control of an orchestra, like a big band.
Mhm.
The person who's that guy's a conductor too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, so I don't think there's anything difficult up until getting his eyes full.
Yeah. Yes.
A little
I
bit.
think here
So
the
what does
meaning.
this mean? Getting his eyes full.
Yes, I think here's here the meaning is that maybe because of the movies, American movies, it created a American dream, and other part of the world want to see closer this dream. Maybe because of this, they are narrating this like this.
Good. Yeah, usually when we have like that word full at the end, like getting something full, that's gonna mean
Yeah,
as much as you can take. Like, so
yeah,
getting his eyes full, I think would mean like seeing as much until he's satisfied and he's content
yeah,
with that.
yeah, yeah.
Like, for example, I could say, I'm getting my fill of chocolate. Like, I'm eating as much chocolate until I don't want more. So when we have that full or fill, that usually means as much as you can until you're finished and you're happy. But this is not a common expression, getting his eyes full. So you guys don't have to stress about this too much. Okay. Was there any questions about that? We're good with that, right? Okay, I'm gonna move on to Ayhan.
Yeah, okay. Susan, sorry. He was really funny, and he wanted to exchange emails. Now I haven't heard from him, and I lost his. But hopefully I'll hear from him if he didn't lose mine. And then we went to the children's museum, and Ethan enjoyed that. It's a hands-on kids. Oh, like an exploratory. Susan, right. Kids, kids type of. Christine, yeah. Susan, well, it's called the Children's Museum, and he really enjoyed that. And he got to do a lot of things, squirting water at people, and making things, and breaking things, and building things, and climbing things, and
Great. Okay, Ayhan, first question. What does this mean right at the start? Exchange emails.
exchange emails. I think exchange both of people wants to change email. He wants to give him email other people. Other people wants to give him email other. Exchange.
Perfect, exactly.
I think
Good.
Susan.
That's good. And what does this mean at the end? Hands-on.
Hands-on. What is it? Lost one. Then went to the museum and enjoyed that. It's a hands-on. Hands-on. I guess it's a hands-on. Kids. Maybe kids' hands on. I don't know. Maybe experience my hands. It's on. I don't know. I don't know what mean really.
Good. You're on the right track. Does anyone want to help with this? Martin?
Hands-on is a is a kind of experiment, or that you manage with your hands. Hands-on. something like that.
Good. Yeah.
Experience with your hands. Then you are get used to. It is more practical when you do it often and often.
Maybe. I agree.
I was going to give an example, but perhaps you can, Metin.
No. Please.
No?
No.
Sculpture
okay.
maybe is a kind
We
of
often talk
hands-on.
about hands-on. Usually there's another word after hands-on. For example, that's the most common. So when you have hands-on learning, instead of just reading books and taking notes and listening to the teacher, you're doing things with your hands, doing experiments, actually learning the science, for example, from mixing the chemicals or rolling the carts down the slopes or whatever you have to do to understand physically with your hands. So that's hands-on learning. And that's the most common use of this. There's another word for this. It's called tactile. Like the correct scientific term for hands-on is tactile. Tactile learning with your hands. Okay.
What about the manual? You can do something in an automatic manner, or you can use a manual or manual.
Manual. Manual is right. Manual. When we use manual for different things than for hands-on. Hands-on is mostly about learning, or I could say I went and worked at a farm to get a hands-on experience of farming.
It is life experience.
Like a hands-on experience.
I didn't understand clearly. It is a life experience, huh? Hands-on.
Hands-on, yeah, it's about experience or learning usually in a way where you actually are touching things and putting things together and finding the results, not just from books.
Yeah, I think Kristen said.
It basically means.
Kristen said that like an exploratory, like, huh? Maybe Kristen explain maybe handling like an exploratory.
You know what an exploratory is, Ihan?
I think like discovery.
Yeah, explore is like search and discover.
Search.
But this exploratory, this suffix like atory.
Like an exploratory. Search, discover, I think.
This suffix atory implies that it's a building.
Building.
Exploratory is a building. Yes. So it's basically. Metin, what did you say?
Laboratory, for example.
The best description I could give is a science museum. I don't know if you have these in Turkey, but it's a museum where you learn about science and there's lots of this hands-on learning, different exhibits where you do things with your hands. The one in my city, they had a forensic section where you had to investigate and find clues and test this fake DNA sequence and determine who a murderer was in a crime. They didn't actually kill anyone. It was just set up like this.
Yes, I do.
So it's basically a science museum.
Okay, the rule that you said is
Okay,
is also acceptable for factory, something like that. Factory, exploratory.
exactly. Yes, exactly. I don't think our suffixes are always as rigid and determined as Turkish. I think sometimes we end up just kind of putting something on the end of a word to make it sound like other words. Like you're right, laboratory, factory. So if we hear that, we think of a building. If there's an actual rule for this, I don't know what it is. Exploratory is kind of just a made-up word that they use to describe this new thing they started making, these science museums.
Yes,
But
I
yeah,
do.
factory, laboratory, exactly, Metin. Good.
Yes.
Okay, Ayhan, my last question for you. What does this mean, squirting? What is
Scorpion,
this?
where is it? Where is it? Yes. We
Susan
really
says.
enjoyed that. We got it. Squirting, squirting water. I think to eject to jet uh, water goes to force forcefully. Um,
Perfect.
how can I explain? Okay.
Oh, that's excellent. That's perfect. Yeah. Ejecting a pressurized stream of water.
Jet,
Perfect.
jet, jet.
Very good. Okay, good. Metin, I think it's your turn to read now.
Right, kids type of. Yeah, well, it's called the Children's Museum, and
After that.
uh,
We read that one.
say it again, please.
Just after that. We read that one. Kristen
Yeah,
laughs. Susan, yeah, he.
Okay, yeah.
a lot of fun.
Well, it's called the Children's Museum, and he really enjoyed that, and he got to do a lot of things, squirting water at people, and making things, and breaking things, and building things, and climbing things, and yeah, he had a lot of fun there. And then we came home. Oh, it was a really a short trip, huh? It was a good trip. Oh yeah, just overnight. It was long enough for Dad and me. Yeah, we were starting to, our tastes were starting to drag. They laughed. Well, how was the weather? Oh, the weather was good. They said it was the most beautiful day all summer. The day we took the cruise, so we were very fortunate. Yeah,
Okay.
just right, not too hot, not too cool. Oh, that's good. Yes, yes, it was wonderful. We were really lucky. No, okay.
Okay. Uh, there's not much in here for you. What does this mean? Just overnight. It was a good trip. Oh yeah, just overnight.
Just overnight. Their trip to this museum um, was performed uh, on the night, in the night, like that.
Oh, they
Just
went to the museum at night?
uh, Yes, I know it's a bad guess, but nothing to say more.
Kristen says, "Oh, it was a really short trip, huh?" And then the answer, "It was a good trip, and yeah, just overnight."
Just
Does that
overnight.
help?
Overnight, then maybe it gives a meaning. It is very short, something like that. I don't know. Overnight. Okay, I don't
If you
know.
have an overnight trip,
Overnight.
it means you go one day, stay one night, and come back the next day.
Ah, okay.
That's just one night. Yeah. Okay, good. Susan says our tails were starting to drag. Okay. So, what is a tail?
Tail in say okay. Some animals have tails on their back
Good.
behind, you know, like that.
All right. What about T-A-L-E?
T-A-L-E. Can you say it again? Okay.
Oh, you're right. T-A-I-L is what's on the back of animals. What
Uh-huh.
is T-A-L-E? We also say tail.
Okay. Story.
Yes.
Uh, 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 short narrations, stories.
Perfect. Good. Yeah. Again,
Charles
we
Dickens.
say them the same, but the spelling is different.
Yes, Charles
Good.
Dickens, for example, A Tale of Two Town, something like that.
Tale of Two Cities. Yeah.
Cities.
Good. And what does drag mean?
Drag. Okay, you put something with your hand and you move this to another position, so it's dragging. Drag.
Good. Yeah. Along the floor, right? It's not rolling. It's not sliding. It's moving not very nicely across the ground.
Like vibration,
Good.
vibration.
And vibration?
Vibration.
Was that Muzaffar?
No, no. I thought.
Oh, I had. Vibration is different.
For example,
Like,
imagine that lion, after lion hunted his or her hunt, he or she drags on the floor and move it to somewhere safe, something like that.
perfect. Exactly, yeah. This is the ground. I'm dragging the coffee cup.
Ah,
It's not moving by itself. It's not rolling. It's being pulled by me, and it's making it harder from the friction. This is actually a difficult word to describe. We also use drag for air resistance on an airplane. The force on an airplane that pulls it backwards is called the drag, or a car. So this is a physics term for you.
ah,
On an
something
airplane, you
friction.
have four forces.
Rory, if drifting,
This is your airplane.
uh, drifting is it different? Drift.
Drifting?
Yes.
Yes. If
Say,
something's drifting, it's moving along without any real force controlling it. Like
yes.
if I threw a stick in a river, you could say it's just drifting along the river. There's
Same.
no direct control of it.
Hmm. Without
No,
control.
dragging, I'm putting a force on the cup. I'm pulling the cup. If I threw a balloon in a lake and the balloon just moves around a little bit by itself, that's drifting. Drifting is like moving around without a plan or a direction. Like somebody who just goes from one town to another, he has no home, he just comes into the town and stays for a couple days and then leaves somewhere else. You call this person a drifter.
Hmm.
They have no direction. They just move around aimlessly. Drifting kind of means moving without a plan or a direction.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I was going to tell you guys about airplanes because I think the forces are good for engineering. When you have an airplane, the force moving forward is called thrust, and there's something that pulls you back, air resistance. That's called drag. What makes you go up is lift, and down is gravity, of course. Okay, so that's another use of drag, is one of the four forces on an airplane. Or also a car being pulled back by wind resistance. We call that drag too. So, Metin, what do you think this means? Our tails were starting to drag.
Uh, I think they were very tired of this trip, and they exhaust something like that. They were exhausted.
Good, exactly. Yeah, exactly. If a dog's tail is on the ground and he's walking along, he's probably very tired.
Yes,
So I think
for
that's where
example,
this is
it's
from.
very common for horses, race horses.
Oh, their tails?
Tails.
Yes, if they tired, their tails goes down.
Really? I didn't know that. Good, okay. And Metin, my last question for you. What does fortunate mean?
Lucky.
Lucky, good. What about fortune?
Um, Fortune is a good thing uh, expected in the future, in general, but it may be also a bad thing. It's a maybe fate.
Kind of. Good fortune just means good luck. But what does it mean if you have a fortune?
Have a fortune.
Like a fortune.
Have a fortune. Okay. Good luck, something like that.
It means you have lots of money.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Different, you know.
great. Hi, Zoro.
Ah,
Okay, Muzaffar,
Okay.
can you read next?
Oh, that's good. Yes, yes, it was wonderful. We were really lucky. Well, what was your favorite thing that you did? Well, my favorite things was the cruise. Oh, I guess you said. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's maybe was the sculpture garden or the incline railway, and I think Eaton's was probably the Rock City. Yeah, I can remember really liking Rock City when I was little and we went there. And Susan, right, they had a bird sanctuary there. They take birds that have been sick or hurt, and I'll get on my soapbox for a minute. I think more places need to do that and take care of animals that need taking care of.
Okay, maybe you can just finish the page.
Yeah, I agree, but it was a great trip. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Okay. So what does sanctuary mean?
Sanctuary is a kind of place, I think. You can care the animals in there. In this passage, for using for the birds, whatever they sick or hurt, you can care of them in there.
Perfect, good. Yeah, sanctuary means a safe place.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think in old Europe, they wouldn't attack someone if they were in a church. So if the police or something are after you, you can go in a church for sanctuary. You're safe until you go outside, and then they'll probably kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Good. The next one says, get on my... Oh, hello.
Say hello. You got me.
What's your name?
What's your name? His name is Çınar.
China.
Uh-huh.
Oh, hello, China.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Okay. So the next one here, Muzaffar, is get on my soapbox. Do you know what this means?
Soapbox is for single meanings is kind of box, I think, for carrying the animals in there, maybe.
The box they care for the animals. I have never heard this before in my life. I don't know why it's in this conversation. My guess of what this means is like standing on this box
For
and
talking, right?
yeah, like talking in a really morally high position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm gonna be such a morally high person and talk about all these problems we need to take care of with the animals. Like we say, preaching when you're talking about all these problems and telling people how you should fix the world. We say you're preaching, and I'm guessing that's what this means.
But in this passage, what's used for?
Like she's gonna say something really morally high and talk about the problems of the world and kind of
Okay.
start preaching.
Okay, got it.
That's my guess of this.
Okay.
And Muzaffar, what does glad mean?
That means I think it's appreciated for something.
Appreciate?
Maybe. It's very happy for something. Feeling very happy.
Yeah. Glad is the same as happy. Maybe happy is a little bit stronger than glad, but yeah, it just means happy. I'm happy you had a good time. Good. Okay, Nihan, can you finish this one?
Okay. Finish. Susan, yeah, I'm too. Kristen, well, I have got some work I need to get done. So, Susan, oh well. It was nice talking to you, Kristen. Yeah, nice talking to you. I will give you a call back and later in the week. Susan soon. Kristen, yeah. Susan, okay. Hope to hear from you soon. Kristen, all right. Tell that I said hi. I just wanted to check. Susan, I will. Kristen, on you guys getting back from your trip. Susan, okay, thank you. Kristen, alright. Susan, love you. Kristen, love you. Bye. Susan, bye bye.
Okay. Oh, there's not really anything in here, is there? I guess we can point out that you can say this "love you" to your close friends, and that's okay. It's still maybe a little bit strange, but I don't think these two are romantically involved or anything. And I don't think there's anything else in here. Is everyone okay with going to Teaching Teacher Part 1 now? I think it's been fixed on the website, so we can go back and do that one now.
Teacher one, huh?
Teaching Teacher number 1.
Yeah, I found it.
Okay. Was there any questions from Lookout Mountain? I guess that means no. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe Nihan, you can still read a bit because you didn't really get any questions out of that.
Okay. Aj. Aj.
AJ.
AJ. AJ, hello. Kristen, hey. AJ. What you doing? AJ, hey. Not much. Just I'm working on a blog post actually. I'm gonna write like a little blog article about our teaching method. Kristen, what are you writing exactly? AJ, I just kinda wanna, I don't know, I want to cover a few things. I think the main idea is to get across the, like Stephen Carson's, input hypothesis. His,
Hypothesis.
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 Hypothesis, okay.
Okay.
His, all his research about, the fact that, that people learn languages best through input. Meaning lots and lots of listening, lots of reading, much more effectively than trying to make them practice speaking or practice writing.
Okay.
Kristen,
Great.
right. Okay.
That's good. So first of all, what does this mean? What you doing?
What you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. They just took so many letters out, I thought it might be challenging. Good, okay. I think we know what blogs are. Is it
Yeah.
the same word in Turkish, blog? Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Okay. We won't get into that then. Okay, does anybody... I'm going to start here. Does anybody know who Stephen Krashen is?
No, I don't know about him.
No? Sinan?
Mm.
Sinan, you're on mute.
Steven
Krashen.
Steven, no. I never
No?
heard this.
Stephen Carson's.
I remember you were saying you were very excited about this conversation before, Sinan, so I thought you might know. I think Stephen Krashen is a famous theorist on learning, like language learning, especially.
Linguist.
like linguistics, but learning a second language and methods of teaching that.
Okay,
I remember hearing his
Jordi,
name from. Yeah.
AJ's get this method from this guy, isn't it?
Stephen Krashen is a very famous person.
Hmm.
Like he's from a long time ago. He's not AJ's friend.
Hmm.
He's if when you're studying how to teach language, like the TESOL courses, you learn about theories that Stephen Krashen made.
Yes.
Like he's a famous person for language teaching.
Effortless learning English for only listening for a long time, isn't it? This method.
His method? I don't remember exactly what his method is, but that is what they're talking about here. Yeah. Okay.
Joey, are you
Nihan?
agree with that kind of English learning? Are you agree?
From listening?
Uh-huh. From listening,
Yeah, I think
you can learn something about
it's very
a
good.
course.
I am also a
Yeah, I
sample
find
for this method. Yeah, really.
Sinan agrees.
I am an example of this method. I
Yeah.
have added nearly 2 year AJ's class. Yes, only listening.
No, I think it's very useful. Before I learned a language, Indonesian, and I learned it just from listening. I didn't study, I didn't take any courses. You're just listening, and I find first you start to understand the language, but you can't speak. And then if you use this method, I think at that point you need to start speaking to
I
people.
think
You need to start producing the language. But you can definitely get that first step of
How long time you
understanding the
need?
language just from listening. Was that fair?
How long time you need for even you can speak in that language?
I think it depends on the language because I was just listening and I learned Indonesian in 3 months, but I'm only starting to understand Turkish now after a year and a half. So this language is much more difficult anyways.
Surely, I think it is
But I think
same as a baby learning narrative, learning language. It's depends on the baby. Some baby can speak in 2 years old, some after third, but I think that it needs over 1 year listening.
good. Yeah, it is maybe a lot like how a child learns, for sure. I think if you can, I mean, when you're in a different country, it's a little bit different too than just watching movies and listening to music because people are interacting with you, you know, and they're saying the word apple and there's the apple in front of you and they're trying to pass messages to you. And so there's more interaction, like with the child, the parents trying to give the child simple instructions over and over, the repetition. But I definitely think as much as you can listen to the language will help you improve that for sure. Nihan, I wanted to ask you, what does this word mean, input?
Import. Can you hear me?
Input. Stephen
Import.
Krashen's, input.
Input. Input. Input. The main idea of the hypothesis.
Okay, what's a hypothesis?
Topic. Input hypothesis. Topic. Hypothesis. Hypothesis is kind of explorations. If you must do some experiments, make hypotheses into theories.
Good, yeah, hypothesis is from science, you're right. What it is your first guess. Like, before you do an experiment, at least in high school, you make a guess. I think this is what's going to happen, and I'm going to do this experiment to test that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's the topic or your guess, exactly. So what does input mean then?
Input. Input hypothesis. Main topic of hypothesis. Ingredients of hypothesis.
Yeah, input just means the information coming in. Like when you plug things into your TV, there's input and output. The information comes into your TV with the input, and then maybe it has to go out to something else with an output, like a DVD player or something. Input just means information coming in. Okay. Lots and lots of reading, more effectively. Okay, I think the rest of this is okay. Research, we know research, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Sinan?
Yes. Christian, right. AJ, you
Sinan,
know.
read.
Yes. AJ, you know, and that's kind of the biggest, I think, the biggest principle. It's sort of the foundation of our teaching method. Is that research? Because most schools have the opposite idea, and most books really, even though they don't necessarily state it, I think most of them have this assumption that that practicing speech and practicing writing and then correcting errors, that's supposed to be the best way, to teach or learn. That is what most students think. That is what most teachers think. And of course, it is completely wrong. The research shows that is totally wrong.
Perfect, good. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, what does principle mean?
Principle is the main idea, the base idea.
Yeah, principles like a theory or a rule, the base idea, that's good. And if the last two letters are AL instead of LE, like principal, that is the leader of a school. The person in charge of a school. So these are again two words you say the same, but the spelling is different. Okay, Sinan, what is foundation?
I can't understand principle.
Principle, yeah.
Principle.
At a school, like an elementary school, principal.
Mm-hmm.
There's another spelling. It's the same, Principal. With that spelling, it's the leader of the school, the head of the school, like the director of the school, the person in charge.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sinan, what does foundation mean?
The foundation also same means the core idea, root idea.
Foundation is like the strong thing that you build something on. They say like every building needs a solid foundation. So it's the basic part that you're building knowledge on, what they have at the very bottom. Yeah. Okay. What is method?
Method,
Our teaching method.
teaching teaching method, the way they they go away for teaching learning method. Method
Good.
means
Yeah, it's the system they use.
system. Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Good. And what does this mean? Assumption.
Assumption
I
means
think most of them have this assumption.
assumption means a belief without any evidence.
Exactly. Very good. Sometimes you decide something is true, but you don't have evidence, so you make an assumption, and this can be very bad. So we have a saying, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Because assume is spelled A-S-S-U-M-E. So it's a joke on the spelling.
Assume that, you know.
You make an ass out of you and me. I think Metin gets it at least. Can you guys hear me? Sinan, can you hear me?
I can.
Sorry, Jory. I can't understand the last thing.
Assume.
Oh, it's a joke. Assume, yeah.
Assume.
It's a joke. They say when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Because the word is spelled ass, you, me. Assume.
Hmm.
So
Ass.
it means,
What is ass mean?
It's a bad joke, huh?
yeah, ass is a bad word. That means you're bottom.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, if you call someone an ass, it means they're being bad, like a bad person, mean or not good. Okay, and my last questions, Sinan? Sinan's frozen.
I think tonight also
Okay.
network is a little bit difficult to conversation.
Yeah, it's not the best tonight. I'm hoping it'll be better tomorrow. I'll be back on my own internet. Okay, anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the class now. Is there any questions before we go?
Thank you. I have no.
Have a good
No?
night.
I
Okay.
have now. Good night.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night,
See you
everyone.
tomorrow.